Well, wow, that sounds pretty comprehensive and extensive amount of work. How would a person plug into that type of a program? Would the person call you, or do you just walk through neighborhoods looking for homes, or how does it work? What happens?
People come in and apply.
Apply.
And you don't need an appointment. You can just walk in. They have to bring in proof of their income. Right now, the program is designed to service people that are at 200% of the poverty level.
Okay.
So a family with like one person in it, you know, the annual income would have to be $21,660 or less. If there's two people in the home, it's $29,140. It goes up a little over $7,000 for each time you add a person to the household. But they need to bring in proof of their annual income by bringing in the last 90 days. They have to have Social Security cards for everybody in the household. Their most recent Ameren bill, and then proof of ownership.
So it's only for homeowners?
No.
If you're a renter, you would not be able to have anything done to your home? Could your landlord qualify at all, or
well,
anything?
no, it's for renters also, and it's still the renter, the client is still the renter, and it's their income that qualifies them for the program. So they'll come in and fill out the forms and get qualified, and the landlord has to sign a form saying that he agrees to the work, just like if you're the homeowner, you have to sign a release, you know, to do the work. And they also have, whether you're the homeowner or the landlord, you have to show proof that you own it. And the landlord also has to sign a form saying that he's not going to you know, evict the person right away because of the work, or raise the rent right away because of the work. And but it is for both renters and homeowners.
Wow. What is the cost for all of this work that you do and this new furnace going in? I mean, if you're low income and don't hardly have any money, how could you take on such an awesome responsibility in terms of paying for all this work that's being done?
There is no expense to the client or the landlord.
That's unbelievable.
It is, you know, a government-funded program. You know, we have funding sources coming from both the federal and, you know, the state to pay for the improvements to the home.
Is there a geographic area that you focus on, or that you have to live in to be eligible for this program?
Our agency will service everybody in the Peoria County. They're entitled, if you live in Peoria County, not just the city, you can come in and get your home weatherized.
Okay, so all it takes is a visit or a call to apply.
That's
and
right.
then you go through an eligibility based on income. And then, did I hear you say you make an inspection or an assessment of the home to see what basically is needed to bring about an improvement to that facility?
Yes, Andre. If you are, you know, deemed to be eligible, you know, we'll send you a letter telling you that, and then we'll have one of our inspectors. They're state certified. They went through you know, a certification program, a lot of training, and they go out and they'll visit your home. They'll make an appointment and then visit the home, where they measure everything. You know, they measure the walls, the windows, the, you know, square footage of the house, and they look at the heating system, and they do a blower door test to see where the house is, you know, to assist with determining where the house is leaking air, you know, can use some air sealing. You know, they look at the attic and the hatch, and, you know, like, is the attic hatch or stairwell need insulation, you know, because there's too much air rushing around. They look at all the windows and doors, you know, like I said, to see if they're weather stripped, or, you know, if they're lining up right when they close. Sometimes you just need to put like a latch on it, you know, a sash lock, or a pulley, you know, the little holes for the pulleys, you know, we put seals over that, you know, because air comes through that.
Who actually does the work?
We have local contractors that we have. Yeah, we went out to bid, and we have several contractors that do the work. You know, we have their experience, they're trained. The state, you know, that administers this program has you know, contractor training, plus there's you know, EPA requirements that they've gone to training to meet, as far as for lead, and you know, so that it's safe for the clients and their families. And And we have mechanical contractors. There's really two types. We have what we call architectural contractors, which are doing the insulating in the windows and the doors, and any, like if there's a hole in your wall, a little minor hole that needs a repair, you know, because then the air is going through. And then we have mechanical contractors that will do the heating and ventilation work.
So the funds that you receive, both federal, state, and maybe local, are used to pay the contractors to do the labor as well as to pay for whatever they need in terms of whether it's a new furnace or the caulking or whatever. So that cost is absorbed by you. So not only are you improving the homes of the individuals that are eligible, but also providing job opportunities for contractors or subcontractors.
Yes.
I assume if there are individuals who are listening who are qualified in terms of subcontractors or contractors, they too can contact your office to see about getting on a list in terms of being able to bid on jobs and that type of thing, if I'm correct?
Yes, they can. But we do go out to bid every couple years per the program requirements.
Okay.
And but I mean, if they're interested, they can submit their name.
All right.
And then when we are going to start that bidding process, we will send out, you know, we'll make sure that they get a bid package for the program of what's required and everything.
Okay, well, I tell you, it kind of sounds like a win-win-win situation. First of all, we have individuals and families who are improving the quality of their life through a weatherproofed home, and you're also providing not only a quality of life and amenity to those, but also giving individuals an opportunity to work, make money, and provide a very valuable service to individuals and families and homes and neighborhoods. So I just...
it's a good program all around. And the stimulus money that we received definitely helped, you know, the people in the community, because we were able, but last year and this year, we've been able to do 3 times the number of houses than before the stimulus money came about. And it created jobs, you know, within the agency, because with doing more work, you needed more people to administer that. And then it also created, you know, we added several more contractors, and then they have people that are working for them. And then also the materials you're buying, you know, the vendors in the area and the manufacturers. So that too was a win-win for both the people in Peoria County and, you know, sort of far-reaching out to wherever the materials even came from. So
and I would imagine that even with the extra stimulus money, we still were not able to meet all the needs in terms of the people that you found to be eligible. And is there such a thing as a waiting list?
Yes, there is. Right now we have a wait list of, we have currently I believe it's about 150 people on the wait list.
Okay.
And unfortunately, very recently, we did just cut that wait list off because, you know, if you get too far ahead, and then especially with the rental properties, people are changing who's renting. And so we just, like I said, recently, a matter of a month ago, stopped taking applications. And we do plan on, depending on what the level of funding we get, and, you know, as we get the work going, opening it back up. But right now we aren't taking applications.
To your knowledge, from what either you've heard through agency meetings or read in the newspaper or heard on TV, are the funds that come from Washington, D.C. being talked about as far as a possible cut to something that would affect your program, or at this point is it still pretty much undecided what's going on? How do you feel in terms of the possible funding, if you have any thoughts or opinion about that?
That's a good question. I think there's a lot of people wanting to know the answer to that. To the best of my knowledge, the stimulus money was a 2-year program.
Okay.
And it's to run through this summer. And now we have been fortunate and have had a very generous amount of money in this area. And like I said, we were able to triple the number of houses we did. To the best of my knowledge, I haven't heard about the stimulus money being extended for another year.
Yeah.
Now I know we did pick up a little extra funding recently because some other agencies maybe didn't have the number of clients and houses and weren't able to do all theirs, so there was some extra, and we did get a little bit more, so we're going to be able to do some more houses, just a little bit more. But for now, you know, you might know more than I do about if we're going to be getting more stimulus money.
Well, the only thing I know is there is never enough.
No, we have a great need in our community.
And with things happening today, there are more people in need of all kinds of services, from weatherization to food to you name it. I'm just thankful that you are there to assist in the way in which your program is, as well as all the other staff at the PCCEO, and I want to thank you for being here tonight to let people know of another very valuable service that is provided by the PCCEO. And for those listening, I certainly hope that you will inquire about whatever services, from a Head Start to early Head Start to all the things we've talked about, because this is an agency that is dedicated to helping people and changing lives. And I want to thank you for being part of our show tonight, and I wish you well, and I hope that you are able to receive sufficient dollars to meet many of the needs that you and your department are addressing. And for those of you who are listening, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back with some very important information. Call your friends, call your neighbors. We'll be right back.
Do you know who we are? PCCEO, helping people, changing lives for every stage of life.
Welcome back to Captions. As you can see, I have two new guests who are going to share with you, the viewers, some information about the Energy Services Department. I have sitting immediately to my left, Melanie Job, and to her left, Vicki Brooks. Ladies, welcome to Captions.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you stopped by to share with our viewers tonight some very important services and programs that you are associated with. And let me ask you, Melanie, how long have you now been with the agency?
8 years.
8 years. And what about you, Vicki?
5 years.
5 years. Well, you bring a wealth of experience, and I know you provide a tremendous service to people. Melanie, which program are you associated with as it is associated with the Energy Department?
We do housing rehabilitation services.
Okay.
We have one grant that's inside the city limits of Peoria and one grant that services the Limestone Township.
Okay. When you say housing rehabilitation, what does that include? What does that mean?
We have to bring the whole house up to current health and safety codes.
Okay. So this is property, a home that is in need of some repair, and particularly as it relates to meeting code and that type of a thing?
Right. It could mean a new furnace, it could mean a new roof, handrails, smoke alarms, that kind of thing.
And to qualify for this program, you have to reside in the city of Peoria?
For the grant that's in the city of Peoria, yes. You have to be inside the boundaries of the city.
Okay.
And for the Limestone Township, you have to be in Limestone Township. It doesn't matter whether it's Bartonville or Peoria.
Mm-hmm. And what else do you need to qualify for that program? Is it based on income or lack of income? Or?
Yeah, you have to meet 80% of the median guidelines, and we have that posted on our website.
Mm-hmm.
and you have to own your home.
Okay,
Your
so
property.
homeowners only. Okay.
Property taxes have to be paid up to date. You have to have homeowners insurance. And we give priority to handicap needs, senior citizens, and children 6 and under because of the lead paint issue.
Okay. And is there a cost that is associated with this program as far as the participant? Do they have to put in so much, or is this something that if they qualify for, it basically is provided through your service in the program?
Correct. It's they nothing out of pocket for them as long as they live in their home for 5 to 10 years.
Fantastic. Has that program been around for a number of years or so? Is this something new? Or?
The grant from the city of Peoria was already established when I started working here.
Okay.
The Limestone Township, we call it SFOR, for Single Family Owner Occupied Rehabilitation.
Wow, okay.
It's been here for about 5 years.
Fantastic. About how many individuals or families or homes are you able to provide assistance in a year's time, or have you been able to provide in any recent period of time that you can recall?
The City of Peoria grant is an 18-month grant. Unfortunately, we can only do 4 houses a year, so we have to be very selective. Only a short application time period is available. The SFOR grant in Limestone, we can do about 14 houses, and those applications don't come in as quickly, so we're usually taking applications year-round.
Okay. And is this program solely funded by the city of Peoria? This isn't one that comes from Washington, D.C. or comes from the state, but it's the local government is primarily funding this program for the residents?
The one that's in the city of Peoria, yes. The Limestone is funded through the Illinois Housing Development Authority.
Okay, which would be the state.
Right.
And which maybe they may get the money initially from federal, but anyway it comes through the state. So that's a very important program for our local government to continue to support, and probably may need to, even with the budget deficit and the cuts that they're faced with, need to realize how important this service and this program is to those individuals and those families and those homes, because not only does it improve the quality of life for the residents that live there, but it improves the neighborhood, and therefore that has an impact on the community. So it's a win-win-win-win situation.
Yes, it is.
And a very important program for people like you to administer. And I'm so glad that you're with that program and service. And I certainly hope that there are some viewers out there tonight who may need your kind of services to contact you. Would they contact you just by calling the regular community action agency, or do you have a separate number? Or?
They can call the what we call the admin office.
Okay.
And they will transfer them over to the correct person to talk to.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Well, Vicki, what program and services are you associated with?
Well, I work with the Energy Assistance Program.
Energy Assistance.
LIHEAP,
okay.
yes.
Refers to assistance in terms of energy assistance?
For people that are low income status, yes.
And is this like financial assistance to help them pay their bill as it relates to energy assistance?
Yes, it is. It's a benefit that is paid through the state directly to Ameren Silco on their accounts.
Okay. And how would a person qualify for that? What do you have to either be faced with or behind with or possible shut off or whatever? What is it that would put a person in a situation to be able to turn to a program like yours?
The qualifications for our program is that you live in the city of the Peoria County.
Okay, yours is Peoria County, and yours was the city of Peoria.
Or Limestone Township.
Right, or Limestone, okay.
Yeah. And you have to, for LIHEAP, you have to live in Peoria County. There is an income guideline that the state provides that we have to go by. And the benefits are given according to the income in the household and the number of people in the household. And what we do is the program starts in September. That's our winter program.
Right.
It begins in September and it goes through May. So right now we're in the winter program and we're assisting people who have never had help before, also people who find themselves where their lights are being disconnected or they have a disconnect notice. So that's who we're helping right now. Now in July we start our summer cooling program.
Okay,
and
great.
we do senior citizens and those that have disability income at that particular time. So we try to get the senior citizens and people who get disability and have children, young children in the household, provide them with summer cooling. We don't have a date for that program as of yet. However, we do know that it's always in July.
Well, that's fantastic to know. So you have assistance for people who are faced with those high bills as it relates to trying to heat their house, and then you also have some assistance when we have that hot weather and you're trying to cool perhaps your house and that type of thing.
Yes.
Well, that is great. I'm so glad to know that program is still around, because it's been around for a number of years.
Yes, it is.
And I'm certain it's had a major impact on a lot of individuals and families and neighborhoods and the community as a whole. So I am so glad that we have ladies in charge of working with that program, because I look at women as nurturers anyway. That's basically the way that you're raised. I mean, while we're giving out baseballs and guns to little kids to play with that are boys, we're giving out dolls and things for little girls to learn how to be a nurturer. Right. And I associate both the programs that you talk to as, in a sense, nurturing individuals and nurturing families and meeting just basic needs. I know energy costs have gone up tremendously.
Yes.
Whether it's our home costs or even driving to the store anymore, if you're able to even go to the store. And that's one of the programs that, again, that your agency assists people even as far as the food assistance. So, I mean, you know, you deal with the shelter that people have, you deal with the food that they need, and many other things, as well as work with the families inside with the various programs that are provided by the Community Action Agency and the little kids from the early Head Start to the Head Start. So you are really a part of a comprehensive agency with a major mission in terms of helping people to help themselves and become self-sustaining and live as we all should live. Just being able to meet the needs that we need in terms of our housing, in terms of our food, in terms of other assistance. And I still think that the best deal going is Community Action Agency. And I don't know whether your programs will be impacted, but I do know that recently there was a rally in terms of alerting the community and politicians of how important it was that they do not cut back or cut out the kinds of programs that the two of you are associated with, as well as many of the other programs that are vital to our community.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else that you want to add in terms of either what you're directly responsible or how important, or if you can recall some of the individuals or families, not necessarily by name, but the impact that you've personally seen that's come about because of what you've been able to do for individuals?
Well, we started taking applications, or gave out appointments March the 8th.
Okay.
And this appointment time will go from March 8th to the end of this month. And we've seen well over 2,000 people just in that time span. And our next appointment date, we'll probably see just as many. And I would say probably by the end of the program year, I would say that we would have probably have been able to service at over 10,000 families.
Wow.
And it's because of the economy. I mean, as you know, you open up your Silco bill, it hits you as well as myself. And it's just good to be able to be in position to be able to assist families who do have that need. So it's rewarding that, you know, we're here in the community to be able to service people.
And I bet there are many people today that are in need of the kinds of assistance that you're providing that this time last year would never imagine they'd be in that situation.
Right.
There are people who are unemployed today that would have never imagined that they would have been pink slipped by their employer, as well as many of the people who were never even employed to get a pink slip, who are still looking for work now in a long line with people who have work experience and education and those types of things. So it is really important for our viewers, and particularly for those who have been in your program, to let people know, let their city councilmen know, let their state representatives, Johan Jordan, know how important that these programs have been to them and how much we need to continue these programs in spite of the difficulties they may have. That, you know, maybe we may have to make some cutbacks, but not in these kind of essential programs. Well, ladies, again, I want to thank you for sharing this vital information to our viewers tonight, and those of you who are watching tonight. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that we have made you aware of many of the services that are provided by the PCCEO and how important it is that we continue these programs, because the need is growing, is not diminishing. Our war against poverty, unfortunately, today is losing. It's not a war that we won, and it's a war that we fought for a long time. And I want you to support PCCEO, contact your politicians, as well as contribute to United Way, your church, or whatever, because there are many people who need your help. They need your advice. They need your services. And if you can afford it, they need your money. This is Andre Bohannon saying good night. So glad you joined us. Look forward to seeing you next week. And I hope you'll be looking forward to seeing whoever I have as a guest or whatever special program we present. God bless you.